Show.com here again at Third Down Elite Training Center in San Diego. This time we got Tony Palafox, the stand-up trainer here for all the MMA fighters. How you doing today?
Great.
Appreciate you meeting with us. We want to ask you a little bit about your background, what brought you into MMA, and what's your background and experience?
Well, I did a lot of boxing, amateur boxing, and then I did some Muay Thai, kickboxing, and then just started, I kind of stopped both, and I just started fighting, find myself training a lot of Muay Thai guys, and then I started training a lot of MMA guys at the other gyms that I was at. Started off at a small club at Black Tiger out in Miramar, and then that just lifted me up with boxing, kickboxing, MMA guys off of the other gyms and stuff, so it was good.
So what's your approach and how is it different from a normal Muay Thai and boxing coach as it goes into MMA?
Well, the difference is everybody's different. There's taller fighters, shorter fighters. You got fighters that like to wrestle. You got guys that like to stand up. I just try to fine tune what they already know, and I just train them with the skills that they already have. I just help them fine tune it. I don't try to change their action. I just try to help them fine tune what they already have, make them faster, quicker, kicks, knees, their sprawls, whatever they already have. I just enhance it. That's basically what I do.
That's a good route to take. A lot of people try to change stuff and go into boxing and Muay Thai, and if a guy's not a boxing or Muay Thai fighter, then it doesn't really work out, especially making the transition from wrestling and such. So tell us a little bit about your name blown up a little bit, because Diego, obviously thanking you during this fight.
That's awesome. I trained him first with when he was training with he was training with me for Luigi's fight. At first, I trained him for a little while on that, and then he trained with someone else on the Joe Stevenson fight, and then he came back to me for Clay's fight. So the same game plan, just like everyone else. I try to get them to use whatever skills they have and enhance it. The game plan for that gentleman there, Clay, was just to go in there and put him up against the cage and let Diego let loose. And we worked on that tremendously. Diego pulled off exactly the game plan that we wanted, and that was awesome.
Yeah, it looked exactly like what you just said y'all planned, and he did awesome. The stand-up has obviously improved since he started working with you. Tell us a little bit about Shannon and Toby Amata.
Shannon and Toby as well. Shannon's a little bit taller fighter, so we used a little bit more height on him. The fight that he just had with Matt Grice, we thought Matt was going to come in and be more of a wrestler, come in. He didn't do much, so Shannon just went in there and did his wrestling, put him down, and choked him out.
Yeah, he did a great job. And
as well as Toby, is a little different. He's a real good jiu-jitsu guy, worked a lot on his hands, his skills, his since he's had a lot of fights when I first picked him up, I didn't change anything, just added on more fast hands, more kicks, knees, and just try to work with the skills that he already had and enhance them. That's basically what I did.
Well, Toby obviously did an excellent job, runner-up at the Bellator. Lost to a tough guy. Did really well the first round, followed your game plan.
Exactly.
Scorecards were pretty tight. He probably would have lost, but he was definitely hanging in the first round and really into the fight. So you get caught sometimes. And tell us a little bit about Hermes Franca and Jeremy Stevens. You got them coming in here.
They might be coming in. I believe Hermes might be coming in again. I helped him out for when he fought Marcus Aurelius. And Jeremy as well, I help him as well. There's a few other fighters I train. As Mark, he's fighting on the Total, Mark Striegel, he's fighting on the Total Combat this weekend. It's going to be a good fight. He's really good. It's a debut. He's a real good guy. He helped out Shannon, Dominic Cruz, all these guys. He's a real good kid. He's going to be tough. He's going to be someone to be reckoned with.
Right.
He's a good guy.
Well, we've seen Mark in here quite a bit, training with Shannon before his fight, and this kid has got some amazing skills, really young kid, and making his debut at Total Combat, and he's fighting a guy that's already had how many fights?
I believe the gentleman's 5-3. He already has some fights, so it's going to be a good fight.
So
it'll be good.
Yeah, it's a debuter going against a guy with 8 fights experience, and he's going to make a name for himself right off the first bat. So he's somebody to look for coming out of Third Down, obviously, and with Tony training, then can't really go wrong.
It's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be good.
So tell us a little bit more about the Palafox fighting systems.
It's just basically the Same thing that I do with everyone. Like I said, I try to use everything that the fighter has and just enhance their skills, their flow, not change anything. If you start changing, if I get somebody that has no skills at all and I can mold him, then that's fine. If somebody that already has fights, already has their skill level, there's no way that I'd want to change him. It's almost like Mike Tyson. You can't change his skill level. You can just add on his fast hands, fast kicks, or fast punches, power punches. There's not really much you can try to change on him. He already has his skill. So that's basically what I do with everyone. That's my striking system. I try to use whatever that person has and enhance it. Basic. That's number one.
Well, obviously you're doing something right because all these guys are wanting to come train with you now. So I appreciate you taking the time with us tonight.
Problem.
We'll be back soon.
Anytime.
FightersKO.com. We're out.